Hey, what's up, Vegas Trash? Let's do it up. I don't know how many tracks I'm going to do this week. It might be a double episode, maybe one, I don't know. But we're going to start right now with Dodo Lat of, I can't pronounce that name. Okay, Exo Trials. This track really stood out to me. Very clean, very, I guess, simple concept. Done very well. The look of the line is great. Very clear and defined. It's very balanced. The space station in the back looks great. Lighting. There isn't much lighting in this though. Just some illumination of the drive line. You can see right here. This is how you carry out a very simple concept very well. Nice animation there. I like that. Okay, I'm smoking this track here. I'm definitely smoking this track. Let's go. Now, as far as patches for this game, yeah, nothing's happened. that's about it. Yeah, nothing's happened, and I don't see much happening in this game. I don't see it happening. I don't think they're fixing all the bugs in this game. Why? Because there are too many of them. There are too many bugs in this game, right? It's game's out 10 weeks and the game isn't stable. I think that's what I'd say. Stable's the word to use. Look at that. Beautiful track. Look at this. Good stuff. I can't believe how fast I just did that track. Okay, when I first tried it, it didn't go that well. Maybe it got better since the other day. Probably not. Okay, next track up. We're going with a favorite here on the channel, a Morpheus, everybody's favorite, right? How can you not like this guy's tracks? So I've not played this yet. I saw he did one, just putting it up there. That's another thing too, you know. In the other Trials games, you know, they'd have picks every week, as you know, and you know the same creators would keep getting picks, and it's frustrating if you were a creator and you weren't getting picked, but these guys just create the best tracks in the game. It's just what it is. So it's kind of surprising that Red Links has done nothing with Track Central. No, they don't do weekly picks. Their feed isn't up and going. Like, what does that tell you? They don't care. They don't care enough about the game to fix it. That's stuff you don't need more than a stream and people to actually start, you know, from the company making picks. Now the new game's out too. New game Evo. The remake is on the Xbox. Have fun with that. I'll be playing this. That is the go-to game. That is the bar for Trials, I think, right? Trials Evo. Now look at this track. This is... You can kind of see what's going on the track. And it looks stunning. Great driveline. Really fun, addictive lines. Always to the max on decor. Sorry, I couldn't create that if I had all the time in the world to do it. No, sorry. It's all in the eye of the creator. All right? It's not always about time spent on something. It's about the creative energy that person has. There you go. So Morpheus, thanks for the continual contributions. You keep me playing and other people playing. All right. Now War by THDTE. Okay, now this guy's a Trials veteran as far as making tracks, and he had a lot of picks back in the day, a ton. He has a lot of varied. Every now and then there'll be a camera or so I don't like in there, but his tracks are quite varied. He has a few war themes, if I recall some of the other ones from Fusion, and even I think back to Evo, he was creating, if I recall. So moving right on, you could see how well the lighting is done here. It feels like a very cohesive scene, right? Nothing's out of place, weird, no. There's interesting animations. Okay, I like this part here too. Especially when you run it right, it's even better. I like the guy shooting off rounds here. The little, that's pretty cool right there. And you notice where he did that too, at a slow point in the map, you see? The rider's going to have to go slow. Alright? And see the detail on that right there. I don't know what I'm doing right there. Losing. That's don't need to move the camera for you to see the action happening on screen. They put it into the line of sight of the player. That's another thing. That is sick right there. Now, I did not know I could do that. Apparently you can. Okay, that was a nice track right there. THDTE. Been creating tracks for many years, very consistently. Now, somebody mentioned something about like me doing a build or reviewing a build of mine. And, you know, I just haven't been very inspired to make tracks in this game. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, you're getting some downloads here too, which is nice. You know, about 5,000 downloads here. Now this track really stands out. This, if this game were up and going and Track Central were dialed and so on, we'd be seeing better tracks, more of them, right? Actually, just more better tracks, right? Although more better doesn't sound like the right grammatical use there. But in that context, I think it is. Okay, so check this out. This is very creative. One of the most interesting tracks I've seen in the game to date. This is really nice. Now, I'm not even sure how he did some of this. Now, this part of the line I didn't like here. Did not like that part of the line. You're coming a little too fast. Alright, so watch. You're flying up here. No, that doesn't really work. You see? Doesn't work. That part of the line is the only thing I didn't like. Look at this cigarettes there. I didn't even notice that before. Very cool. It's like, you know, some kid's bedroom wall or something. I don't know. And it's a pretty short track. But wow. Very cool. However, it isn't one I want to keep running. I'll say that. But the concept is great. Very nice. So we're going to go on here. Let's go no thrills, just lines. Number 4. Why'd I pick this one? Could be the drive line. Now, no thrills, okay, no, but it's cohesive decor. This decor works quite well for this track here. That's all you need to do when you create decor. It's just something that feels like some kind of an environment you're in. That's it. It doesn't need to be, you know, 50 hours and, you know, 2 bazillion objects. It doesn't make your track any better. It just doesn't. People like to think it does, but let me tell you something. It doesn't. However, a lot of times the tracks with that amount of time put in, you know, you can't get a very extensive decor either, sometimes without spending the time. So, it's one of those things. But even this track right here probably took a bit of time to make decor-wise. Now, this is really not great what I was doing there. I'm playing this like garbage right here. So maybe I should focus more on playing and less on talking. I prefer talking over playing. That's a coin toss, actually. Here we go. Let's go. Now, this part right here, I wasn't too crazy about this obstacle. However, not too bad. Everything's very clear. I like how it's, they have the yellow tape there, kind of keeping the line together, kind of defining your area. I'm running this like total. I'm not running it that bad, but it's not very good either. That's what she said. Okay. Nice. Again, now that's the secret there. As you get to the top of these very steep inclines, you need to just start feathering that gas. Kind of like I'm sort of trying to do there and not doing. That's not going well. I might just quit this. No. Okay, we're good. Now you can see here also the shift in camera because of the ground terrain there, right? Or because of the terrain. Now you could also cut that away and put some rock in there so it doesn't shift the camera. Now, it didn't get in the way too much there of the playability of the track, but got to call that out just to be fair. And this is another thing that now you have the camera shift, you see, and then it gets in the way of the obstacle. That's the problem with the terrain. There's no pointing on the terrain there. None. Just get rid of it. Use the flatten tool. Get rid of it. Don't do it. You see, it's keeping me from just playing this track proper. That's the problem with it. That's the problem there. There we go. Nice. Okay. And that's usually why also I point out cameras on these tracks, because the rest of the build is great. I wouldn't be playing the track if it weren't a pretty solid build. And that's usually what people can forget sometimes. They don't notice it because it's their own build, right? And I've done it myself, okay? So this is not, Jesus, 3.5 minutes on that? Are you kidding me? That took forever. Next build. Let's keep it going here. We go Mr. B, Nightmare Factory by Mr. Bones. Now, let me tell you something about Mr. Bones as a creator. He always uses the 187, which is code for murder. I don't know if you guys knew that. But anyway, he'll always use a 187, the 187 number on his tracks. I believe that's in his tag too. Anyway, a little bit about Mr. Bones. This guy creates really nice builds for years, and they're all very unique, which there are only so many creators like that, I think. Swamp Balls is another one who does that. I mean, there are a few guys, but usually somebody has like their style of building and they just try to perfect that style, and that's it. Whereas somebody like Mr. Bones, it's always something new from this guy. Always something new. Very creative builder. I mean, look at this. Now, we have the camera there. You kind of need that. Now, a little bit of block right there. You know, I'm not a fan of camera block, so we have the block there and a shift of camera. I'm playing it a little bit better this time. Shit. Now, even these little, you know, things that are time for you to readjust. And the adjustments are not hurting the flow of the track. In other words, he's using them properly. Meaning, when I go in a section, I know I'm landing right about here and my bike's going to be on a certain angle. And then you adjust the shift in the track to kind of match what's already happening in it, you see? And that's a good way to do it. You see he's like breaking off there. Okay. None of it has really messed up the playability of the track. That's kind of what I'm saying. No, that actually is what I'm saying. Okay, next. Very cool. I did not see this ending. What did I say, 187? Good looking guy right there. Okay. Moving on. Very nice track. We're moving right through, so probably do a few more here. A few more tracks. We'll see. How many here? Okay, I'm going to do this one. You see the name? PTBK. This guy has been creating tracks also for a long time. Now, this is a very, I guess, unique looking track, and that's what I've always liked about the builds and trials. There's nothing really generic with a lot of builders. It's always just something new, something you haven't seen before, right? And that's what has always kept this game fresh to me for something like that. Okay, so now this is the only thing I don't like about this track, all right? Now, most people are going to hit this line like this, and they're going to go flying through. He may have wanted that. Okay. That's cool, right? So now, actually, you need to land on this thing here. And that starts the process there. Now, I just liked the creativity in this track. I like the look of it. Explosions, a lot of things happening. I may have changed some things in the driveline, right? That played a little bit, not so good. Not so good still. Why'd I pick this one again? It's the look of it. The line, I would have smoothed out some things with the line, without a doubt. I would have maybe made the angles less aggressive, maybe made it a medium, if you're going to pop those up, or have like some kind of piece there that smooths out that transition instead of having that sharp angle. Cool look though. That's why I picked the track. All right, jazz hands on the bunny. Now, a lot of times these tracks, you know, they could be too long to put into this feed. Now, I'm going to do Mountain Mantis. I did like this one. I'm going to go with this. This was a pretty strong driveline, if I recall. Now, I think that's going to be it for this week. This is going to be the final track. All right, I'm going to save those others for probably next week. It doesn't really matter. I feel like keeping this to 6 or 7, 8 tracks is about right. Nobody's watching this thing for a half hour. I'm sorry. If you made it this far, congratulations. Actually, if you made it this far, go ahead and leave a made it below. Let me know you watched the whole video. All right. Keep it interactive. If there are any other things you want to see in this stream, leave them below. You want some talk about JFK and Oswald? Put it down there. It could be anything. Doesn't matter. Preferably trials. Now, I did not run that right. This is a pretty sweet line. It's hard to... Obviously, there's a point light attached to the rider. Okay? So it's kind of lighting it up as you go. Now, this last part I ran terribly. Not good. It's what it is. That's about it. Thanks for checking out the tracks. Support Trials, support Track Central and the creators, right? They are keeping this game going. Your developer is doing nothing to help this game right now. Nothing. They're not putting out patches. It's crap. Track Central is not stable. It's 10 weeks in. It's garbage. That's crap. You've supported a game for 10 years. Bullshit. Fix your game. Stop fucking around. Next. And best game ever made, Trials. That's all I got to say. Vegas Trash out.